Adding a purchase record without a scanner. To add a purchase record without a scanner, which usually happens after the day of the event, you want to go to the Scan Beat Sheets button. That will bring up the purchase scanning window. In that window, you want to make sure that the cursor is blinking in the Enter Item ID field. And as is described there, you're going to enter a letter C followed by the item ID. So we're going to enter a standard item, item 508. You hit enter on your keyboard and it's going to prompt you for either the bid ID or the price. If you want to type the price, you're going to type the letter V first, followed by the amount, and then you hit enter and it will prompt you for a bid ID. So we're going to enter bid ID 101 and hit enter. As you can see, in the post column, it'll tell you that you just scanned the standard item, item 508, bid ID 1, for a price of $300, and 1 unit was sold. Now the value of the item is 102. We're gonna enter another standard item. This time we're gonna use an alternative way of entering the item using a number pad. So the number pad doesn't contain any letters, so instead of typing a C, you're gonna type the minus sign followed by the item ID. And then if you want to type a price, instead of the letter V, you're gonna type the plus sign followed by the amount. And make sure that you hit enter after each one of those, and then you type in the bid ID and then you hit enter. Okay, and again we just scanned item 309, sold it to bidder 102 for $300. To enter a multi-unit fixed price item, you do it in a similar way, except that for fixed price items you type in the item ID, and if you're going to enter several winners at the same time, you only have to do this once. So I just entered the item ID, I'm gonna hit enter, and now it's gonna be prompting me for the bid ID. So if we are gonna sell it to several people, all you have to do is type in their bidder IDs, and as you can see, I don't have to re-enter the item ID until I've scanned or typed in all the bid IDs for the people who are purchasing this item. And if one person is buying 2 units for this item, then you enter that person's bid ID however many times they purchased. If I want to look at the items that I just entered, you can either look at the posted column here. It tells you that you're in a multi-unit item, and it shows you the last record that you entered, which is bidder 106. The price per unit for this item is $540. And again, if you want to look at all the ones that we've scanned or that we've entered, you can click the examine button and it'll show you a list of everything that you've entered. So we have several winners. Some of them have purchased more than 1 unit, like bidder 104 and bidder 106. And you can make changes to this window, to these purchases, and we will cover that in a different tutorial. So that concludes entering purchases without a scanner.